this is also going to be shown on YouTube. So welcome everybody to our wonderful Fritztrainer tournament. It's a thematic tournament, and all the players have gathered, and my dear colleague and host Daniel King is also ready for you. Welcome Rustam.
Hi.
Welcome Mihail.
Hello everybody.
Welcome Robert.
Hi everyone.
Hi Marin.
Hi everyone.
And hello Daniel. I think we're ready to start in this case, and just to let you know how all of this is working. I have all of your beautiful, lovely Fritztrainers here. 7 in total, because Merijn, you only made 1 so far. At least you did 1, so fair enough. But no opening, so you have a little wild card. If we choose you, or if I choose you out of the box, we will take either a white opening or a black opening, depending on if you are white or black at that moment. Now, everybody will have a chance to play at least 1 Fritztrainer like this, at least. In most cases, everybody will even play 2 Fritztrainers. In the worst case, Merijn, we don't have any Fritztrainer of you, because 6 rounds, 7 DVDs, not working. Now, just in case,
No problem.
Just in case, the final has the same score, let's say 4.5 and 4.5. We will play, the King's Gambit from Daniel King.
I
And
apologize.
Thank you.
you don't have to, because Michael already said he's playing nothing else all the time. It's his favorite variation. So, looking
Actually,
forward
I
to
used
this.
to trick people by playing f4 on the first move, because I knew that they could not resist the temptation to play e5.
Play e5, yeah.
It is.
Because if I play e4, I might get the Scandinavian, and I don't know what to do there.
Oh, now we know. Unfortunately, it's a thematic tournament, so you're very lucky we don't have any Scandinavian version. So I will put everything into the box, mix it up. Sorry for the noise, and I will take 1 Fritztrainer out. And the first Fritztrainer is going to be it is the new Mccutcheon from Rustam.
Nice, yeah.
What can you say about this opening? It's from 2015. It's not that old, so it still has a lot of fire, and I really like it because it's a kind of a French variation I haven't played that often. And now, in the last couple of days since I knew about this opening, I played it pretty often, and it was nice.
Yeah, Rustam, but what I want to know is what's wrong with the old Mccutcheon?
Yeah. I'm not sure this was my title. I think this is good people at ChessBase. They come up with this brilliant titles, and I think the old Mccutcheon is still a good opening. Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, but okay, we need to see exactly what it is, and there's only one way we can do that, and that's by looking at you guys play some games.
Exactly. So you guys are ready to rock. Now, I would ask all of you, after the moves have been announced, and you have entered all the moves, to either put away the headset or turn off your sound, so Daniel and I can analyze, look at the games, trash talk a little bit, make funny noises without you being too disturbed. Once the game is over, you can, of course, put on the headset and turn on the volume again. So I will start round number 1 and switch to our that should be in the room.
Oh, no, I've got it. Okay.
Okay, cool.
It looks like Merijn has sacrificed a piece.
Yeah, that's true. If it's a sacrifice.
Well,
But the attack looks promising. So Queen f6.
It might have just been a blunder, of course, because it looks
Is
to me
it-
as though...
we can take a look at the game quickly, right? You can also make your moves. No, you cannot, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah. Okay, wait a second. Let me just go from the beginning. Oh, it looks to me as though... Well, it looks to me like Black's compensation is thin.
To say the least, yeah. So
Yeah.
where did that happen even? I didn't even... Oh, it is the knight there. Wow.
Yeah. So
that
all
is...
right, but e5. Well, it still needs controlling. So that's kind of interesting. And we've got and Mihail against Rustam.
Yes, let's take a look. Oh, there's...
Okay, now, so Rustam is the exchange down, and he has these pawns advancing. Now, it seems to me this should just be very good for white. Well, it should be winning for white. As soon as the rook goes to h7, then that stops the pawns. So I think...
So Mihail has a chance here. Wow.
It looks promising to me.
Michael just wrote it's a big rating difference. Yes, one of our players has 1620, I think. But of course, you can be assured that's not the real rating.
Yeah. Okay. This after rook h7. I mean, it looks absolutely hopeless.
So for
Rustam,
some reason, I think I have to refresh to see the moves. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think. Basically, Rustam has no moves in this position. His king can't move. Only his bishop can move. So basically, white's king is just going to waltz in, and it's game over. Or or now he can actually play d5 and e6, and it's game over actually.
D5 and that is actually
okay, but that's if you want to get flashy, or you can just move the king over. He's played d5.
Yeah, that's a good move. That is a really good move.
It's game over. Okay, so all right, so the favorite Rustam Kasimdzhanov looks like he's about to lose his first game. Rustam is certainly rusty. Okay, there are going to be some tricks with the knight, but it looking hopeless. The knight moves, and then the pawn can just advance to d6. It's game over. Here we go, e6.
In now e6, right? Or did we miss anything? Is there
No.
Is there a knight? No, it's
the knight can hop around, but it's completely fruitless. It's hopeless. It's game over.
Wow.
Basically. So there we go. It looks like Rustam is going to take a little bit of time to warm up. Oh, wait a second. What happened? In
Robert against Marin?
Yeah.
93.
My apology. Wait a second, Daniel. First of all, my apologies. I just blundered the piece, and of course, Robert just played well, but then I think we're all rusty.
What?
Yeah. Okay, he's just hung a piece, so.
Yeah, he was completely winning, of course, and then it's because we haven't played for ages.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't apologize, but of course apologize.
No, the apologies are standing. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. But I mean, that is part of the whole tournament. It is blitz. It is openings which you're not chosen yourself, basically. So this is a random thing, and random things are happening, especially in the blitz here. Wow.
Okay, so Marijn, I have a question for you. So after 92, you closed the position with c4.
Yeah, I can explain what I was thinking.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
Actually, I prepared bishop c1 myself for white.
Okay.
And so unlucky to have black. And I knew, I think taking on c3 is the main line, so I figured, okay, I'll go for c5, which is not a good move. Then Robert played the right move, 92. And then I thought, okay, why not close the position with c4? Then white is better, but okay, what the heck? I'll just play the position. And then he played h4. I was like, geez, my knight is trapped. So that was the the logic.
That's the story. So yeah, okay, you just missed h4 basically.
Yeah,
okay. I understand.
I knew c4 was queen a5, but that's also bad. So
yeah,
c5 is actually a bad move. I should just take on c3 and accept the fact that white has nice compensation.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, I remember a few years ago, I did some research into the Mccutcheon variation, and yeah, these kind of variations of bishop c1 retaining the bishop, of course, they're very, very tricky. But I kind of like the positions with black. They're just they're just kind of very difficult to control. But if you're looking for an opening that gives results in a really kind of random position from quite an early stage in the game, then I thought the Mccutcheon was absolutely ideal.
And can you give a guideline for black? Because I felt I'm not a French player. Can you give one guideline? What am I doing with black in the Mccutcheon?
Ooh,
After I grabbed the pawn,
one guideline. Yeah, that's your.
Okay, now let me put it differently. I mean, I was stating bishop c1, sacrifice a pawn, and white is nice play. And then you said, well, I actually like black. Can you, for dummies, can you explain why?
Okay, like I said, it's possible. The reason why I was attracted to the opening is because, like I said, right from very early on, you actually get a really chaotic position. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, after 92, I mean, this is just one particular thing. But of course, yeah, as you said, Queen A5 looks to me normal. But in any case, without going into specifics, that, you get these really double-edged positions. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for an opening with black that didn't follow conventional paths. And if you pick your opponent, someone that is maybe a little bit conventional, who plays in quite a strategic way, or I don't know, just I wanted a random position, then I thought this was actually a really good way to play for a win right from the word go, actually, with black.
Yeah, I should have just grabbed the pawn. C5 is already not good to move 8.
Yeah, but I think C5's okay. I mean, you don't like Queen A5?
I've analyzed it. It's just bad.
Oh, is it really?
What do you think, Albert?
I analyzed it for Chess-Based Magazines a year back, and I think Bishop C1 is really putting a lot of problems for black.
Really?
But okay, I didn't check it. I just remember the idea with Bishop C1 92, and there are some lines, black can try to escape, but I didn't analyze C4 for sure, and I think it's a novelty, but it's just dropping a piece.
Yeah.
After that, I was too relaxed, especially because you started like 1 minute later, 1 minute less on the clock, and just before I realized I lost on time, and I gave back the piece anyway. So.
Guys, let's take a quick look at Mihail Marin's and Rustam Kasimdzanov's game too.
Please not.
What happened there?
I blundered the rook.
Oh, okay.
And I only had one rook, so blundering rook was not good. It was okay if I had 2 rooks, I would still have 1 left. Like no rooks.
I thought I was doing fine, but then I blundered the pawn on H5.
Yeah, you blundered the pawn on H5, but I blundered the rook. Yeah, I think
you blundered it. And by the way, I didn't really think of my first move. I just wanted the time to get even because.
No, I realized this. Thank you very much. Yes.
But then my move Bishop takes C3 is not what I should play. It's BC3, yes, or
normally BC3. Bishop C3 also exists.
No, it was Fischer-Petrosian.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, no, of course, and then I gain a tempo with King takes D2 if I want to. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
don't worry. I mean, as I said, all the times it's blitz. It's things you haven't played games in such a long time. This is what we're looking for. That you guys are also making some blunders, some mistakes. It's nice to see that even title players can have this every now and then. And in the end, it's promoting some openings and your Fritz trainers. And this is all the nice parts about this. Talking about Fritz trainers, first of all, I apologize, of course, because I cannot connect Daniel, unfortunately, again, to be my broadcast buddy, because it just says invite to broadcast, invitation failed, player left. Holger, if you hear this, help.
But I can see the.
At least you can see it, but I also cannot, unfortunately, see the live game. So I just have to refresh all the times. Nonetheless, let's get to the next opening, right? So
yes,
I'm putting in the next opening is going to be Mihail Marin. It's English, or it's actually Marin's English love.
But I will be black.
But you will be black, yeah.
No,
but
actually, I would have been happy to be black in the Mccutcheon. I never played it, but okay, it's French and I know something.
In this case, it's going to be a couple of moves we have to put in, and it is black to play. Daniel, what can you say about Marin's English love? Sounds very flattering at the moment, right?
English love.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in England. I'm English. I'll take it. You know, we don't often get a lot of love in England.
Okay,
I don't.
that's getting too sad. I will start the next round now. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be 7 moves. I will start the round right now. All right. And now I have to refresh. Boop, boop. It's Robert Rees against Mihail Marin and Merijn van Delft against Rustam Kasimdzhanov. What shall we take a look at? Okay, so here already the moves have differed. Can you see the board, Daniel?
No.
No.
So I think what I'm going to do is I've logged off and I'm logging on again, and hopefully.
Oh, okay. Let's see if
that's actually
help.
the easiest way to do it. Now I can see it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great.
Basically, I just
Let me try to invite you again. No, it's
okay.
not working.
Right. So, okay, let's have a look at Merijn against Rustam.
Okay.
And well, Merijn is playing this basically like a reversed Sicilian. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is essentially a reverse Sicilian in this whole variation. But this particular system that Merijn is playing is, I used to play this with black all the time. This is one of my favorite systems to play as black.
Really?
And yeah, this used to arise from a Najdorf, where a classical Najdorf, where my opponent played maybe 6a4 or 6 bishop d2. Huh. And then I'd set up this, basically this kind of hedgehog position that you can see Merijn is playing. So, I mean, I used to like this very much with white because it's a very elastic system. Uh-huh. So you're playing all the normal moves. Yeah, rook c1, it's exactly what I was about to mention. You're going to play knight c5 at some point and grab the bishops. And I always felt really comfortable with this position. Rook e1 is a good move. But okay, bishop h3.
I love to play bishop h3 all the time. Whenever the chance is.
Why is that?
I just get this attack very often, and it's I love to get in there and try to attack the king. But yeah, that's a very nice defense, getting the rook out of the way and putting the bishop to h1.
The problem is in this kind of position for black, it's not so easy to attack. Mm-hmm. White's position is very elastic. However, this exchange on d6, I think this might help black to some extent. Maybe he had to do it, but that strengthens black's center, and now may be possible to generate some kind of attack on the king side.
It feels like they're playing bullets. It's the 17th move already. Let's take a look at Robert Rees against Mihail Marin, although now it's move 14 now. Who do you think is better here?
Black.
Huh, how come?
Oh, but hang on. Okay, better is maybe a strong word. I instinctively like the two bishops and this move e4, because basically the position's broken open, which is pleasant for the bishops. Uh-huh. And I suspect that Robert has overlooked this tactical idea with e4. Bishop g5 is a nice move. So now there's a threat. Well, basically two threats: to take the knight on d2 and take the knight on e4, knight on a4, right. But also the pawn move e3. This I suspect. I mean, you can take on d3 in this position, but I think he might play e3 instead.
My God, Michael is on fire. Oh.
I mean, I think there are two good moves here: taking on d3 or pawn to e3.
Oh, e3 I like a lot. It opens it a bit more. Well, but what happens after?
Well, chop, king h1, and yeah. I mean, black obviously has compensation. But probably the most sensible is just to take on d3. Let's see what will happen here. In fact, it it might still be playable for white, but yeah, black is better.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
it's busting open in Marin.
Let's take a look.
Rustam.
Oh,
so,
whoa. Aggressive move.
Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, so Rustam wants to play e4 and then take on d5.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Then,
gosh, there's so much going on.
Then that's okay. It seems to me that white's king position is maybe a little bit insecure. So e4, knight d5. I mean, that bishop on h3, as the game goes on, that bishop on h3 starts to look like a very pleasant piece, trapping in the queen. So I think Marin has done this because he wants to play bishop c4, pinning, but actually that looks like a very thin hope to me. I mean, now this looks like this could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so the king just went to h7 to enable g5, or what is the
No,
idea?
That was just to step out of the a2 g8 diagonal so that he can take on d5 as he's done.
And I think God you're there, Daniel.
Marin is basically hoping that his dark square bishop on b2 is going to keep him in the game. However, that bishop on h3 is troublesome. I mean, I think at some moment Marin is going to have to play bishop f1. Let's see. I'm sure that Rustam would like to keep the queens on. Maybe it's not so bad for white. And how's the end game? Let me think.
So you mean there's a lot of chopping happening soon?
Well, I'm just looking and seeing what happens in the end game after queen takes, rook takes. And now, is he just going to play b6, I guess? Yeah, okay. And then
where does
the knight will go back. There's maybe a rook d2. Yeah, Marin still has to be a little bit careful of his back rank. He might be okay if he gets it right.
Yeah, it's painful to get out of there. F2 is a bit... It's so hard to ever play F3 or F4 or something like this.
Oh, no, you definitely don't want to ever do that.
No. So he's
that would wreck white's king.
Yeah. Very positional, very trapped. So, yeah.
But it might still be okay for white, actually. Tricky. In Robert seems to have got out of his difficulties, and now he's even slightly better.
Now look at that, the double pawn.
Well, it's specifically the pawn on b7, which is rather weak. Yeah, I mean, they're both potentially weak. So that's a little bit unpleasant for Mihail, actually.
Okay.
It looks like Marin is stabilizing. Okay, bishop f6 is a good move. So I'm flashing between the two boards now.
Yeah, sure, of course. I'm flashing with you as good as I can.
This is... Okay, well, let's concentrate on one. So, yeah, sure. Okay, on Marin against Rustam.
So, Marin went out of this little threat here a bit cleverly with exchanging the bishops now.
Yeah, and now...
there's g5.
Okay, who is better and why? It's okay for white, basically.
Yeah, it looks quite equal now, right? All pawns are equal too. Oh,
okay. F4 is a good move because he needs to undermine the position of the bishop on d4, and actually that pawn.
Oh, that's actually really good, right? Is there a tactic happening somewhere?
Knight takes f4. There's a check on d1.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice mate on d1.
Okay, that was a big slip. That was a terrible slip from Marin. Because if rook c4, then b5 displaces the rook, and then rook takes bishop. So this is a pro. Oh, rook f6 off the crossbar. Off the crossbar crazy. Now, knight. Oh, he might be okay.
Didn't even see that. That's such a good defense.
and knight h5, he's still got rook f5, then king g6, or maybe he's losing. I think knight h5 might have done it anyway.
Oh, so now
but
some
okay,
pawns
this is
are falling.
still unpleasant for white, but I would say tenable. It's still unpleasant.
So Marin has around 2 minutes left and Rustam 1 minute. But then on the other hand, Robert only has 10 seconds left. There's an increment of 3 seconds, though. It's 5 minutes plus 3 seconds. And Michael has 2.5 minutes.
Okay, I'm still looking at
Marin's,
Marin
right?
against Rustam.
I'm with you. So, endgame business.
Well,
so it's Black's turn. So he just takes the pawn, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but now you can check on e7, and the king is very poorly placed on the back rank, because you can't go up to g6 because of rook check.
Yeah, well spotted.
So, thank you.
Why didn't you play, Daniel?
So rook. Yeah, basically it's okay. It should be a draw now.
Huh.
Yeah. So, okay, it looks like a draw. Okay, so let's flip back to the other board. Oh, bishop on h7 doesn't have a move. That's a problem. I mean, it can't be. No, it can't be trapped. But
little seconds left for poor Robert. He has to fight now.
But they get, what is it, 5 second increment?
3 seconds.
3 seconds, okay.
Yeah, so it's tough to lose on time, but it is possible, obviously.
Oh, no, it's very possible.
And there the king is coming. He's going to pick up a nice bishop. Yum, yum.
No, well, I think that's inadvisable because white's king will come down and take b7 or the knight.
Oh.
So I think that would be pushing it. Basically.
Pushing the luck, huh?
Because king f7, knight d6, and you take on b7, and then the pawn doesn't look great. So yeah, that's probably a prudent move. Knight c6. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a draw.
Oh,
it's just a draw.
This is interesting.
Yeah. So king takes, and it's just drifting towards a draw, basically. Huh. And the other game is a complete draw as well.
All right. Yeah, there's only 2 little pawns left. So, yeah, Atlas, I mean, Michael has 1 pawn more, but that is a draw. Yeah, absolutely. So they have just decided to have it a draw. Marin and Rustam are still playing. But
it's just a complete draw.
Yeah, that it is. Robert and Michael. Can you hear us, guys?
Yes, I can hear you again, Arne.
So, what can you tell about your game just now?
Yeah, well, it's not easy to play against an expert.
No, I knew that it was irritating to find something against this system with this pawn sacrifice, but somehow Robert reacted well, or I remembered what was the main problem. No, because I got a slightly unpleasant endgame.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was happy with what I got, but I thought that you should be able to improve earlier. But I'm not familiar with the theory at all.
Yeah, okay. It was some time since I recorded the DVD, so almost not playing for the last year. You understand?
Mihail, I was wondering when you took on D3. I mean, obviously you were looking at E3 as well. I mean, how did you assess that position actually?
Maybe F5 was played there, no, instead of ED.
F5.
Maybe F5.
But what do you think of E3? Do you think just not enough compensation?
E3, my E3. No, I know that there was something like Giri Nepomniachtchi also with somebody. The variation is relatively young, I believe. All these moves were familiar to me. E3 and F5. Yeah. Maybe E3 was a problem for white. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just, of course, it's an instinctive reaction to play it. It looks nice, but I mean, it's hard to say how much comp there is. Really.
No, actually, my first reaction when he played nice E3 was, oh, I can play E3. But then, but okay, then I didn't understand why. Why?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. No, it's an interesting position.
Yeah, very. And Merijn, well done for getting a draw against Rustam here. That was also a little bit of a back and forth at some points. What can you say about your game?
Yeah, I don't know. From my perspective, it was always unclear, or probably the computer jumps back and forth, but I didn't quite know what was going on.
Fair enough.
So I thought actually I was the early part of the game kind of optimistic when I got in d4, d5, 2 bishops, and then I realized, it's all not so simple. And so I have no idea. Yeah. Sorry for not saying anything more entertaining.
No worries.
I don't know. I have no idea really.
That's totally fair. And Robert, I saw you having a little bit of a time trouble at times.
Yes. I think I'm a slow starter, or I'm a slow player. I'm not really sure what I am, but I'm enjoying the positions, and I think I got a reasonable position against Michael, and I was trying to win even with I think I had like 7 seconds on the clock. We made a repetition, but I was enjoying the end game, and I'm not sure if
I may be all right. I may be all right there. I don't know. I may be fine. I mean, okay, still, of course, still a bit unpleasant, but
yeah, could be very true. I'm not sure. It's just I was enjoying myself. I was not sure if I have something, but let's just play. It's Blitz.
Oh, of course.
Fair enough. So
I'll be back in 1 minute. Quick toilet break.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I'm afraid Rustam already left the building, but I'm very positive that he's coming back again.
I'm back real soon myself.
So we can have a tiny little break here. Yeah, exactly.
How many minutes?
Let's say 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
Maybe I can still try to fix everything here, but unfortunately I cannot. I just tried it again. There is a little bug in the system, it seems, because once you left the ChessBase channel on the browser, it tells me like you left the building, kind of, which is not true because you're back, but it just gives me this error message: invitation failed, player left. So we will just deal with it as we're doing it right now, which is totally fine. It's just us now, Daniel. Daniel, can I ask you like one personal thing? I'm seeing this beautiful instrument behind you.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake. I should have put the ChessBase board up.
What is this? What you're doing with your free time sometimes, or is it something a bit more ambitious?
Well,
and when can we hear your first single?
it's kind of another part of my life. Let's put it like that.
Excellent.
I mean, I was okay in the last few years. Unfortunately, life took over, but
okay.
I was doing like 2 gigs a week, so two live gigs a week.
That's so cool. I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. So
yeah, but not for the past kind of 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Fair enough.
Life took over. But yeah, I was playing in all kinds of bands. Playing guitar and playing bass guitar and stuff, you know.
Damn, that's nice.
Sounds so cool, actually.
It is, actually. Can you play an instrument, Rustam?
I mean, I can barely play chess from my last game. So.
I play the chess occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the last time I played a gig was in March last year.
Oh, okay.
So many people.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
But it's how can I put it? It's something that takes me out of my normal world and is very refreshing.
That sounds beautiful. I wish I could play an instrument. I always had. I like to sing, and that's it. Because I always, when I started to exercise on a guitar or something, I just lost the interest because it was so difficult. At one point, the fingers start hurting, and then I just like Okay, that's not my thing. Even a keyboard or a piano.
So what I want to know is, where is everybody at the moment? So Rustam, where are you?
I'm in Germany. I'm at home.
Where's home?
In Germany. I mean, it's I'm not very far from Bonn.
Okay.
I have a house where I live with my family. Everybody's here. Everybody's at home.
Fantastic. And Robert and Marijn, whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm in Amstelveen. It's called. It's a suburb of Amsterdam. It's at home also. nothing special. Just,
yeah. How about you, Marijn?
I'm in Amsterdam too. I'm actually sharing an apartment with 2 other chess players.
Ollie, a recipe for something I don't know what.
Yeah, but it's great fun. It's actually Nico Sweers and Lennart Otis.
Leonard found a home.
Wow, what a cool combination of people living together. That's nice.
Yeah, well, Lennart is obviously traveling a lot normally, being a photographer, and he will soon get back to work in this respect. And Nico Sweers is from the same hometown as me, Apeldoorn. He's a bit younger, but quite an ambitious guy. So also teaching chess, and he's gonna hunt his GM title. And, quite an active guy as well. So it's a nice, nice construction, I would say.
So it sounds creative.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Mihail, whereabouts are you at the moment?
Sorry?
Whereabouts are you? You're at home?
Yes.
And where's home?
Well, it's near Bucharest. It's almost Bucharest. It's a village.
Okay.
Garden, everything. We're going to buy some more land behind. Okay, so to have more space for our dogs, for our trees, whatever.
Oh.
So I'm becoming a farmer little by. Actually, this saved us from depression when the pandemic started.
Oh.
We just started doing our garden, but now it's full, and we still feel like doing things. So we bought some more land.
Excellent. Okay, guys, let's start the next round, because let's not try to get over 9 o'clock. I will choose a random DVD, and it is going to be Robert Rees Tactic Toolbox. It is time for the Semi-Slav. It's going to be 5 moves. Everybody is ready?
Yes.
Okay, guys, so let me start this round. And this is always happening with a little delays to show you the board, Daniel, but I will fix it right after I entered the moves, okay?
Okay, excellent. Ooh, we have this.
God, Michael against Marin. What the heck?
Okay, so it's a normal,
madness.
Botvinnik, Slav, this very famous line that, for example, Kasparov played with white way back in his early career and had some spectacular victories in the Soviet Championship. And this is incredibly theoretical. And there's all kinds of madness can go on there. Mihail is a theoretician, so I imagine he knows what he's doing. But this is rather unusual.
The move with rook to g8?
No, I've switched games now. I apologize.
Okay.
After h6, Rustam has played bishop d2. So the normal move is bishop h4. So bishop d2 is an unusual move. So this looks like some homebrew, basically.
How funny, yeah.
But of course, white has compensation just in the form of that knight on e4 and the pawn on e5. And yeah, I wouldn't feel that dissatisfied with black, because really want to play knight d7 and c5 to open up the bishop. I'm a little bit surprised about a5 to be honest, but I think I might prefer knight d7 and c5. But all right, he's gone knight d7. Yeah, but with the pawn on a6, then that would protect the pawn on b5. But anyway, let's see. That's kind of interesting. Now, and I'm doing this very awkward thing of switching boards now and looking at Mihail against Marin.
Gosh.
I think this is known.
Oh.
But I could be completely wrong.
Oh gosh, I let me just take my little amateur idea about this. I would always like to be black here. It looks so vulnerable for white. I don't know why, but
Mihail against Marin?
Yes, exactly. I would prefer Marin's position here.
But you don't like that lovely bishop on g2?
That is a very nice bishop indeed, yes.
And if white's king goes to g1, it's got a very safe space.
Yeah, maybe
No?
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Now
okay, and now c6 is threatened. And now queen a5 check.
Okay.
How are you feeling now?
This is a wild opening. Very nice.
Okay, so queen...
I changed my mind.
I'm just pointing out some of the nice bits about white's position. Of course, it's completely unclear. Yeah, queen takes d4. This is the move. So now, of course, white's king is vulnerable. So, wait a second. Queen d2 check. The other king will run away. But still, even after queen d2 check, king f1, I think I'm still liking white's position, actually.
So what happens after queen d2 and
king
then
f1?
Bishop c5?
Okay, threatening mate in 1. That's reasonable. Okay, now I said I like white's position, but if it's mate, I might not like it. Okay, so you have to trade queens. So queen a5 check. So bishop c5, queen a5 check.
That is. I think I didn't see. Yeah. Well, but then again, you can push. You can push the bishop to b6 maybe. Let the queen straight, and then have the rook on d2.
Very true. But after after bishop c5, queen a5 check, bishop b6. Well, yeah, you could trade queens, but I'm looking at queen e5 check instead. And then, wow.
That's a crazy game. Very fun.
Rook d6. Okay, bishop c5 has happened. Okay, this is really serious. He's played it. So yeah, bishop b6 could well happen.
There it is.
But I think you're right. If the queens are traded, then that looks splendid for black. So I think you have to play queen e5 check. Then rook d6, that might just be very, very unpleasant for white. Mate threatened, the knight on c6 is threatened. Well, he's played it, but yeah, this looks actually very dubious. I think Marin is winning that.
What is going on with Marin? My gosh. I mean, yeah. That is actually really strong, it looks like. There's no check anymore. Yeah, this is the only defense I could also spot now.
Yeah, but he's just a piece down now.
Yeah, so exactly.
Chop, bishop c6. So.
Wow.
So yeah, winning. Okay, we should switch boards because let's go back to Rustam.
Also some piece
swapping here. And well, okay. So Rustam lined up with queen c1, threatening a big sacrifice. But the problem is that after the exchange, then that has left his king side really vulnerable, and that bishop on b7 is dreadful. So basically, Rustam has got his pawn back and still has, well, a huge positional advantage. So I think Rustam is basically in control at the moment.
Yeah, the fifth pawn has been
Yeah, the problem is the well, there are a lot of problems with black's position, but yeah, the bishop on b7 is terrible. The king side is compromised, and I mean the endgame is very pleasant for white. So, but I'm just wondering if white wants to be ambitious and move the queen back to c2, but I don't know if that's necessary. It's probably no, he doesn't need to. Bishop g6 I think is just really sensible. So there'll probably be a queen trade, and then rook e7, and probably either bishop d2 to cover the f4 square or g3. But that looks really nice for Rustam. I think bishop g6 is just one of those moves that just feels like, white is in control, basically. It's an excellent move.
Bishop g6 I like as well, yeah.
So, yeah, the queens weren't traded, but still... okay, so queen f6 is threatened.
Can I ask you what can happen? Okay, now it happened already.
So, okay, bishop e4.
Bishop e4.
Yeah, it's too selling yourself short to take on e6. Bishop e4 looks correct.
Yeah, I'm looking at bishop b4 too, but...
Well, then you take on g6 and
exactly,
that loses material. So bishop e4. Just play on the bishop on b7. Okay, h5. Well, that'll do.
So now there's some threats from white. I mean, the e6 pawn is just hanging there, right?
Yeah. Once again, I think if it's taken, then knight f4. So either in this position, bishop d2 or g3. I mean, I think...
And if the rook
bishop
goes
d2
down
is prudent.
After knight f4, the rook goes down to e7? Okay.
Yeah, but you don't want to trade off the bishop on b7, basically.
I see. Okay.
Well, anyway, we're kind of we're a step further. The
yes,
reality's taken over, basically. But okay, there's one slight technical difficulty. The bishop on a5 hasn't got a move at the moment. So that's irritating. I don't think it will matter hugely. But yeah, it's actually a little bit awkward. So that knight on d5 is keeping Robert in the game. Actually, it's not quite so simple as one would like with white. Because if we could move that bishop, basically, if you could put it on c5 or e5, then this would be tremendous. But it's blocked in at the moment. That's funny. A bit of an issue. I'm just glancing at the other board, and basically Marin is still in total control there. He's still winning. So,
yeah.
Okay, so Rustam played bishop e2. Okay, so he's perhaps looking to exchange on d5, which, yeah.
I just see a comment. I cheer for Bobbele, which is probably Robert. Thanks for the cheers, Frauenschach-Experte. Yeah, he has a good position, no doubt. This bishop on a5 is absolutely unpleasant at the moment.
Yeah, but okay, okay, the threat is to play rook b7 to a7.
Exactly, yeah.
That's irritating.
So there might have to, at one point, just happen the bishop takes d5 to avoid stuff like that, and there it happened.
Yeah, and now bishop c7. Okay, it's still, well, now it's not so much. I mean, is white still a little bit better here? Maybe. I mean, I think it's odds on a draw now. Okay, that was good defense. I think somehow in that technical phase, Rustam was like a move away from getting complete control. But Robert found that little kind of glitch that upset Rustam's technique.
F3 is important because e4 would have been very unpleasant. But now, c2.
Well, it's equal, basically.
And there, both have a little time left, actually. 17 seconds and 12 seconds. Difficult.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's such a difficult position. No, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm removing some of the drama from the position. Okay, actually, that's irritating. Yeah, okay. He can play
Bishop e5.
Rook f7. Yeah, Rook f7 is fine. Okay, but he's got.
Oh, now e4. Bishop e4. No, it's not working. Or is it? Oh, now it's fast moves. Of course, both have the time trouble, so it's hard to analyze now.
Okay, it's still equal, but of course, white is a little bit better here because the bishop is superior, and actually one can advance the kingside pawns. But of course, it's equal basically. But if anyone is playing, then white is playing.
I see.
But yeah, I would.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, rook. He wants to play g5.
Yes, exactly.
And rook f3. Okay, so that's why g5 was necessary. It's not a beautiful move, however. Now f4. Yeah, white is better. White is still better. There's still a little bit of unpleasantness to negotiate. Yeah, now the king comes round. King f5. This is still tricky. Very strange things can happen with opposite color bishops. Sometimes mating nets can appear from nowhere, or I'm looking at that pawn on g7. Something funny can happen there. It's an interesting position. Now rook, bishop c5, and then rook e8. No, bishop c5, rook f4. Then king takes d4. This is interesting because now g6.
Oh, they're not want to have a draw. Neither of them.
No, I mean, white was always playing for something here, but g7 is vulnerable. Okay, this is interesting.
So now if the king can be quick enough, there he goes. f4.
Okay, the d pawn is serious counterplay now. This is very serious.
True. And both still have less than... Oh, he did it. I thought about it. Sacrificing.
Yeah, but what happens with the d pawn? So takes...
King to
now
g5?
King g5 and then d3.
Oh, no.
This one first. Interesting. Okay, so right now king g5.
Oh, so
it just transposed.
That looks like a draw.
And here takes. No, black is winning. Bishop c4.
No,
yeah, black is winning.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant defense from Robert.
Wow.
Brilliant defense. I think there was even right when there was a check on e8. I'm just going to go back. Basically, after king e4, rook e8 check.
Can you name the move, please?
Okay, so on move 52, white played rook e8 check.
Yes.
And here I'm thinking that bishop c5 is the move, and then because rook f4 is impossible because of rook e8 check, it picks up the rook. So after bishop c5.
First, king takes d4, and then
No. Instead of rook e8 check on move 52, so you play bishop c5, and then you threaten rook e8 check to drive the king. Well, I don't know where, but white is still better in that position.
Yeah, must be. Yeah, I had a feeling I was doing really well, and then something went really wrong.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, Rustam. You must still be better, no?
I guess, yeah.
If bishop c5.
Well done, Robert, also for getting a point here.
Yeah, Robert, fantastic defense. I thought
really cool. Yeah.
When you played,
I was quite lucky in the end, but
yeah, but even this tricky idea with knight d5 and b4, it kind of creates maximum complications before Rustam can take control.
Yeah, I should have avoided b4. Yeah, maybe I can go b4 myself or something like this. Yeah, g3 was lazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's, very, very tricky defense.
Mihail and Marin. Marin, what's going on here? Another point for you. Congrats for that.
Yeah, probably I was lucky in the opening. Up to which...
Not easy to play against the Botvinnik when you never played it. But no, I guess only knight takes a7 was too much. If knight c3, I don't think it's such a problem for white.
That's possible, yeah. I didn't know your move bishop takes f6.
No, I mean, I knew that rook g8 exists, but I didn't remember how to react.
h4 is the move.
Yeah, I saw that h4, but then you take, I thought it was something like that. But then I said, bishop f6 looks playable. But I think you should not take with the queen on f6. But even then, okay, queen b6, bishop g2, bishop b7, then I have queen h5 at some point. So maybe it's... I don't know, I came up with bishop f6 over the board because I had no idea how the position after h4 was.
Well, actually, the position after h4, black indeed sacrifices the exchange. And theoretically, it's better for white, but the positions are quite messy. That's why I played it.
I felt that bishop f6, I mean, okay, at least I understand what I'm doing. But knight a7 was too much.
Guys, we're halfway through. Shall we play another game and then make another 5-minute pause?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
I will grab into the box.
5-minute pause. This is an old man's pause.
5 minutes plus 2 seconds. And we have Merijn. Oh, by the way, let me quickly, since I'm mentioning your name, let me give the quick score here. 1 second.
Don't give the score, one. Don't give the score. Don't let me give the score. Let's play some games and get it over with.
We're halfway through. Rustam, at the moment, you have half a point. Robert and Michael both 1.5, and Merijn van Delft undefeated with 2.5 out of 3. There we go.
With a lot of luck.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, g4 by Merijn. So... I'm so bad with Sicilian. I'm sorry. Are you a good Sicilian player, Daniel?
I've played it once or twice. So all right, we have. Well, I'm intrigued by both boards. So h3 and g4. So h3 is, well, these days quite a standard way of meeting the Najdorf. And Robert has played, I would say, pragmatically, and this is decent. Putting a pawn in the middle, and bishop on e6. It's a strong square for the bishop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very reasonable way to play. On the other hand, I would be fairly happy with the outcome of the opening from White's viewpoint, because I think it's relatively easy to play. But don't be fooled by this h3 and g4. You know, it doesn't lead to, some crunching attack or something like that. I mean, it's in some ways it's quite strategic, gaining space.
Mm-hmm.
But that one's brewing nicely. I'm going to switch over to Rustam against Mihail, because this is really interesting.
It is.
This is very old theory. Goes back to the 1970s, and it's, I mean, you can call this a knight. Of course, it started as a 6 bishop c4 Najdorf, but it goes into a so-called Sozin variation. And this line, well, yeah, like I said, in 1970s, 1980s was high fashion, and well, this was played in a game from the 1993 World Championship match between Kasparov and Short. Well, it was the other way around. Short was playing with white in this particular position, and Kasparov was playing black. It's so double-edged because white has this pawn on d6.
Yeah.
But, well, in a normal world, pawn on d6 could be very powerful, but actually it's hard to connect white's forces with that pawn. This bishop on b7 rakes across the board and looks at that weak point on g2. but white's bishops look fantastic. So both sides have their trumps here. And very often you'll find that black plays the king to h8 and starts advancing the e and f pawn. So there is so much going on in this position. It's really, really double-edged, actually.
By the way, guys, I'm almost certain everybody knows Daniel King's commentary already, and everybody has watched his Power Play show on YouTube, and probably a lot of you have already his Fritz trainers. He has made tons of Fritz trainers, and the Power Play show is in my opinion, one of the nicest YouTube channels out there. If you hadn't subscribed yet, you better do so. Okay, that was it from me, sorry.
Thank you, Arne.
No, I'm enjoying it big time. I'm always
that's very kind. Thank you very much.
On because it's just nice always. Okay, anyway.
Thank you. Okay. We should kind of concentrate on one game. I have a problem here because they're both really interesting positions. Let's just go back to Merijn against Robert.
Let's do that. So now the rook has moved to c8, giving a bit more power to the C line, which is very open. That's what happens in a Sicilian sometimes.
Okay, so I would be very tempted just to play rook c1 here. Oh, okay, he's played g5. But I think at some moment I would say rook c1 is going to happen just to shore up the defenses on the queen side. But this is an intriguing one because actually, like I mentioned, this advance of the g pawn in some ways is quite strategic because this cramps the bishop on e7, but also it opens up the h3 c8 diagonal. So that bishop is looking to come and pin hit the rook on c8, and that's actually rather annoying.
It is.
Sometimes you just have to give up an exchange, actually. But okay, we're a little bit. We're not quite there yet.
But of course, Marin has a little advantage because once I had this interview with him about Meet the Fritz Trainer, he mentioned his favorite opening as black is the Sicilian, and his favorite opening as white is the Sicilian. So
okay, nice.
He really, really enjoys this. He chose this as one of his favorite openings, and I think he has had plenty of positions which were similar to this one already as white.
Okay, but this is just very unclear. But if I were white, I think I would be tempted to just push the rook away from c8. So, God, he's played f4. Wow.
There you go. Nice. So, takes. I think, the threat. Oh. Knight to a4.
Okay, so queen c2 threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, rook c1 is the obvious move. Okay, you play bishop c1. All right, that's fine.
I mean, there's no threat of knight to c3 yet, but I always see this little beautiful. Oh, and now I can.
Yeah, but with a bishop on c1, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a kind of funny tactic. Bishop takes f4, queen c3. Pawn takes, knight takes with a knight fork, but okay, rook f1 is very sensible to keep the bishop on c1 and then rook f4. I mean, it looks to me as though white is better. Black needs something pretty quickly, otherwise white, I think, just has a nice positional advantage, actually.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the pawns on B and A are just in the way a little, right? There's not...
yeah, I guess so. I mean, if black can regroup with bishop g7 and get in knight c3, okay, that's serious enough. But this nice is a good move.
Nice ideas.
Doubling on the f file is hitting f7 is very, very strong. Actually, I think that could be very unpleasant, actually.
Queen's under attack. Just quickly to Mihail and Kasim. Okay, good. Let's stay with Marin and Robert for now.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I'm
of
into this
on the
game.
Board. Yeah.
So, okay, so he's got to play rook e7. And then bishop h3, it looks very good, but it's a question of timing, because after bishop h3, bishop g7. Oh, wow. He played h5.
Wow.
Okay, so bishop g7. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe bishop h3 and rook f7 might have. But anyway, that's that's anyone's guess. But now black has potentially a threat with knight c3, although the king can just go to a1.
Oh,
okay, this is interesting.
So what will happen now?
Well, okay, knight c3, king a1, I think is okay, actually. Or, well, actually, knight c3 can just be taken. That's still okay. So I think the bishop has to move. So, well, I suppose bishop e5 to gain a tempo.
Yeah, or h8 maybe. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just that h8 gives white a move. I mean, maybe you can play rook f6. I think bishop e5 should be the move.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if bishop h8, I think rook f6 could be very annoying, actually.
And there it happened, h8.
Yeah, I think rook f6. Yeah,
and
he's
there
played
it comes. Yeah, well,
because basically, I know this sounds weird, but I think it's a defensive move because it cuts out the bishop from the long diagonal. I mean, obviously, it can't be taken because of the checkmate. But that's okay. This is really intriguing.
What a game. Yeah. I should enjoy Sicilian much more than I do.
Bishop h3. Bishop h3 and bishop e6. That's what I'm always looking for here.
Yeah, the bishop needs to get a little bit more activity. Probably h3 isn't the worst one, yeah. Oh. Now, e4 it is.
Okay, so rook takes rook f7.
Yeah,
it's basically good. So what he's doing is he's redeploying the bishop, so that it defends c2, and that gives white a little bit more freedom. And also, well, bishop g6, of course, is in the air as well. So yeah, that's nice. Looks, I still prefer white. Looks good to me. Okay, knight c5, probably prudent.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the bishop might have to come back, and then I want to go round to h3 again. If Robert repeats, I'm going to stick with my bishop h3 move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, on the other side of the board,
yeah, Kasimdzhanov.
Unclear, but probably a draw.
Those pawns they're so far advanced, though.
Knight d3. What happened? Knight d3.
Is that even working? So takes and then no, huh? Oh, it took. Oh my God, what's going on?
Well, it just means he can't play queen takes. But if you play pawn takes, that still looks like a huge advantage for white. So I think knight d3 was kind of desperation, because this looks tremendous for white to me.
Yeah, the bishop pair is just massive here. I mean, yeah, that it only takes, it's a matter of time until. Oh yeah. That didn't work out very well. That's true.
Okay, so how do we do this? Yeah. Now, still got to put it away. This is not. Rook c6, great move.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a beautiful move. Okay, careful. Queen d1 threatened.
Yeah, it's a nice mate. It's not mate though, but still it's a threat.
Now, okay, that's a tidy move. Okay, b3 is fishing. That's a sign of desperation, basically. But it's all in normal circumstances. Of course, it should be winning for white. I mean, of course.
Yeah. Marin, what on earth? He He is really doing a great job so far.
Yeah, no, he's playing
And
incredibly well.
I don't want to, to put it down like this, but of course it was a bit unexpected, let's say it like that. But wow.
Well, he's
Not
obviously
bad.
in practice, so that's
Yeah,
good.
yes.
I think, that's going to be the big determinant, isn't it?
I think it's his roommates.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking across the other side of the board.
Yeah,
and
it's over. Marin just won that. Wow. And here we have a bit of a time trouble for Rustam, but now, he's back to 20 seconds. Caught himself. So what is this? It's 4 against 5 pawns.
Well, let me just have a look. Should be a draw, but
It looks so
tricky.
dangerous
It's
for
tricky.
black.
Yeah,
For white, I mean.
it's tricky, of course, but there are always tricks in opposite color bishop end games. But I think it should still be a draw.
Rustam is doing a good job. This is the thing I'm always missing, to just move the pieces around instead of trying to.
Yeah, the problem is how
attack.
does black break the
Exactly.
blockade? I don't
Taking just
see
doesn't
that.
help, no.
I can always try something, but it doesn't look as though there's anything more to me.
Yeah. Maybe a quick pre-move.
Well, okay, I guess if they've got 3 seconds. Yeah. Pre-moving. Yeah, this is the thing about online chess.
Yeah.
Once you start gambling with pre-moves, then
Talking about gamble, here comes e4.
okay, bishop h6 check. There we are.
King has to move back. And now the king just... Oh, okay.
You can't break the blockade. This is the issue.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I'm terrible in endgames, so I trust you with that.
Yeah, but okay, the king might want to wander over.
Yeah, this is...
Fire. Okay, e5 towards b4.
Exactly.
It's not over till it's over.
Okay, that's a nice stop for now.
Yeah, king
but
d5 to c4.
d5, c4. And now, of course, b3 shouldn't happen. So after c4, d2. Oh.
Well, no, I think b3 had to happen actually, because otherwise king c4 was taking the pawn. I think he's found a way to actually hold it.
Oh, that's clever. Now I understand. Okay. Huh.
Okay, so now he's gonna sack with. Okay, protection. Now he's gonna sack with a5.
Yeah. If a5 takes and okay. Oh gosh. I think that's rather complicated, but now is probably a draw, right?
Okay, check. No. White's winning. White's winning.
You
c7, and that's game over.
No. Oh my lord. Wow.
Okay, Mihail tried a bit too hard.
That was
Okay, that's
wow.
It, really interesting position. Basically, if Mihail had on move 72 just before he sacked the pawn, Mihail could have played bishop f3.
I wanted to go bishop. No, I was not sure if it's winning. I wanted something with bishop f3, but then I forgot the setup. So
okay.
But I mean, I don't know.
No,
but I don't know whether it's winning.
Now then I have a chance before he played b3. I should have gone with the king to c4. Maybe I'm not sure if this is anything. Maybe it is. But then I was pushing just too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky.
That is-
No, I saw this strict, but somehow I thought it's just enough for me to promote as well, but it didn't count well.
Wow. Rustam, your first point.
Come on.
The first-
I must have been dead lost on like multiple occasions. At some point, I had the funniest blunder that I played D7.
Yeah, which do you think you remember which move it was around?
At some point, like when we still had rooks, like move must have been like.
I just exchanged on rook, yes, rook h1.
Move 44.
Yeah. So I played D7. And
yes.
my plan was to play rook h8, and believe it or not, my plan was to go bishop a5.
Okay.
But then I realized I have a pawn on b4, so if my bishop starts jumping over pawns, maybe I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I guess the position is just unpleasant for white. But
No, it was unpleasant for a long time. But here I thought already d7, you are forced to take it because you cannot go rook h8, bishop a5.
Yes.
And then I tried to go bishop a5. It doesn't work.
Okay, nice one.
But this is
actually there was a game in a ladies championship, Romanian championship. White played queen takes h7. She has a bishop on d3, but she also has a knight on e4.
Mhm.
And black resigned because she thought it was mate.
Okay.
Oh no.
So it's similar.
Nice one. And then we have the Dutch duel, and what? Merijn? What the heck? What
My
are you-
lucky day.
Your lucky day, yeah. Very, very humble.
No, it was just very sharp.
It was so sharp. We enjoyed the game
So
big time.
Could go either way.
Yes.
At some point I put the rook on f6 to just block the fianchetto bishop out, and then at least had a sense of control. Then I guess it was going my way at some point, but these Najdorfs are always just unclear.
I was speculating, how often did you have a similar position like this?
Well, very often. This is the opening I play with both colors. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Funny.
here I at least have an idea of what I can do, but it always remains a mess. So
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, we were back and forth. Like, you had a nice attack there, giving some power on c2.
Yeah,
and
I
the
was
knight.
playing some tricks, but if it doesn't work, then
If it doesn't work, it's difficult.
it's just better for white. And
Yeah.
well, I didn't see Marijn won a nice game, so not much to add. And I don't play it with either color, so that makes it also hard.
Of course, yeah.
And what I did in the beginning is it's a little bit strange, and I tried to get a new kind of position, at least for me. And but I'm not sure trading knights is a good idea in the opening for black. But, anyway, it was a sharp game with chances for both, and Marijn won nicely. So.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. That's what it's all about. Talking about you, we also have you as the next opening.
Very nice.
Actually, I've been looking forward to this the most of all the openings. A black repertoire against the two knights. Talking about sharp play. Now, this is taking everything you got, guys. Let's take a look at... So the tournament, here we go, and the next pairing is up. Are you guys ready? Oh no, did we want to take a break of 5 minutes now?
What?
Will we make a break or not?
Shall we let's take a last 5-minute break, not to go to, sorry for that, guys. I forgot. I thought we wanted to take a 5-minute break. Let's get some drinks, go to the toilet, and the tiny little break. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Okay.
Rustam already took out the volume, or can you hear us, Rustam?
No, I was.
Okay.
I was already gonna play. Yeah. And then
I'm sorry.
Break.
I just remembered that I said after the 4th round we take a 5-minute break, the last one. So it is the 4th round. So yeah, let's take a last 5-minute break here. If you feel like. And then we have the last 2 games coming up. So what's the score right now? It has adjusted a little bit and it's so funny because Robert, Mihail, and Rustam all have 1.5 points, while Marin is taking off with 3.5 out of 4. Now, actually, this means in order to stop him now, he has to lose both of his next games. And wow.
Rustam, while you're there, could you tell us a little bit about Yekaterinburg?
Oh wow, yeah.
Sorry, it's an obvious question.
It is an obvious question, yeah.
No, I was trying to forget that one.
Yeah.
The second half was not as bad as the first one emotionally, because I think we kind of got used to the idea of the pandemic by now. And the first one, when we were playing March 2020, clearly like we were terrified. In general, I mean, the world was burning, and the world was not burning any less in April 2021, but somehow mentally we got used to this, It's like it has become an everyday thing, so it was more relaxed. And we went there. Everything was nice, except for, that Fabi's play didn't change. His play was suboptimal the first half, and it was suboptimal the second half. And my bet would be is that we are going to see the best of Fabi now that he doesn't have to think about the World Championship cycle. But it's not great. It felt a bit like we had a chance, especially after he beat Maxim in the first round.
This was a superb game. Absolutely
this was
brilliant.
A very strong game, especially the end game. I mean,
really, the end game was absolutely brilliant.
And then I had my hopes, and then suddenly the second round was already like low energy, low ambition, low everything, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then it went downhill from there.
It's tough. But I find it so interesting, having watched these candidates tournaments very, very closely. Well, since I mean, the 2013 in London, and then, all the years after in London, and then, I find it so interesting how very often, as Jan did, it's the player that is simply consistent that comes through. Often, they get their lead like Vichy, in 2014. And it's this kind of stability rather than anything absolutely brilliant that pulls the player through. And obviously Jan had this very clear strategy in the second half, but actually history says that this is often the right way.
No, I mean, he was also in a good position, of course. And I mean, like both Maxim and Fabi not playing amazingly helped a lot, because to us it looked like, basically first round game was a must win, obviously. And then we thought, okay, I mean, he's now half a point away from Jan. He's in a position to share with Maxim if necessary, so it's completely open. And that it wasn't even close was a bit of a surprise for us, but okay, what to do, I mean, you know how it is, like you sit down to play, you don't know how well you'll be playing. It's well and easy to explain afterwards, but you have no idea. I mean, every time a grandmaster goes to a tournament, it's a bit of an unusual situation because you don't know. You might be playing the best tournament of your life, or you might be playing like absolute piece of garbage, and you never know which one is it going to be. So we went to the candidates, and turned out, chess wise, he was just not in good shape, and just
it's tough because I thought Fabi played in Vacanze. I thought he played really well. There's some really, really great games. So
now makes a difference because Vacanze is an invitational tournament with people playing chess, but clearly nothing at stake. And it's still, of course, an important tournament, very prestigious and everything, but there is a difference between, let's say, Vacanze and the World Cup or a candidates tournament. There are tournaments where simply you have so much more to gain or to lose. And
high stakes.
Vacanze not being one of those, and like Baden-Baden and all these tournaments, Fabi will dominate them probably for another decade, because he sits down, he plays chess, and he's really good at it. But when stakes are very high, then you have to kind of also get lucky, and you have to be good under this kind of unusual pressure. And this pressure is really unusual, right? With having point less before the tournament. This is new.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has been in this position, right? It's kind of completely new.
Yeah, I mean, very peculiar circumstances altogether. Yeah. Listen, should we play some chess?
Yeah,
let's do this. Chess. Yeah, talking about points and stuff. As I just mentioned, Marin has 3.5, while everybody else has 1.5 points. So can anybody stop the Dutch Turbo here? We will see.
And nobody can stop the Dutch Turbo. Come on.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start round number 5. And immediately different moves.
Okay, let me just do my usual trick of
do the trick.
logging off and on.
So interestingly enough, in the game between Robert and Mihail, the pawn on f7 has been taken, while between Marin and Rustam, d4 has been played. That is already like Marin has to think a lot.
Idea. Listen, this whole variation is something of a mystery to me, because in the 2 knights after knight g5, then d5 and takes, and this is an incredibly old line, and I have actually played that with white, but this line with the bishop c5, the Traxler, never played it. I seem to remember that it's a rare guest in the kind of top level tournaments. I think Belyavsky won some short game with black with it once, but anyway, it's a good fun, basically.
It is, and people are not making a lot of moves because, already after just those 4 to 5 or 6 moves, you have to think all the time. There's a bit more happening at Michael's and Robert's game right now. Now there is going to be an interesting queen and king positional swap, maybe. Queen just moved to e8.
Okay, so the queen is heading over. I mean, I would be, if I were white, I'd be absolutely terrified, because it just feels like black's moves are very, very easy. You put your queen on g6, and already there are some really unpleasant threats on the king side. So
there she goes, g6. So what happens after d4? It's not enough. No, that's a bad sacrifice.
Well,
yes, it is.
I wonder whether white would actually take that. I mean, possibly just put the bishop back on b6, just to kind of hold the position. I mean, you could take it. Okay. I don't know. I mean,
it is very crazy.
But with that pawn on h3, it looks so vulnerable. White's king looks really vulnerable. So I mean, there's a basic threat of just playing h6 and the knight retreats, and then you take on h3.
After all, it's Robert Rees, a black repertoire against the 2 knights, and
so he knows his stuff. Basically,
he knows his stuff right now.
That is really going to help. But actually, I think what this shows is that if you're very well versed in these unusual systems, then you can really catch your opponent out. And I suspect that this is not Mihail's forte. And already I think this looks really unpleasant for white, actually. I mean, I think probably d4 has to be the move. And I don't see what's wrong with, I think, you can take it.
And there it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think white needs to bring pieces out really quickly. So, why not throw in d4? But still, it looks really dubious. Now, which one? But both moves look good to me. Okay, I simply don't see what's wrong with if knight d4. I suppose he wants to play bishop e3.
Bishop. Okay.
So just to, yeah, there we go. So just to exchange pieces, you know.
Yes, get rid of all of that.
Yeah, all that nonsense.
Quickly as possible. Also, of course, once all of this dust in the middle has settled, then there's going to be h6. And there's the white bishop pointing to h3. There's the...
Yeah, but it's getting there. That's the thing. So, well, for example, if knight takes bishop on b3, queen takes knight, then bishop takes e3, queen e3, h6. But somehow it feels as though white is stabilized, because after the knight retreats to f3, bishop h3, then you've got knight h4 hitting the queen on g6. I don't know if any of that made sense, but anyway, yeah, it's maybe not so clear. So this is quite an important moment actually for black.
Yeah, and they are thinking. Take a quick look at Rustam between Marin. Oh, and funnily enough, the game is going to the other side here a little.
Yeah, but you know, I think Rustam made a very practical decision to give up his d pawn on move 5, and you can see the difference between the two positions, because basically Rustam has managed to castle and has a safe king, and has managed to grab material, and this simply, it does look better for white without too many complications. So I think 5d5. I'd like to know what Robert says about that, if he's a theoretician.
I would love. Let's try to remember to ask him later. Yes, bishop e3. I think it's very important. Get that bishop out and try to exchange even more pieces, maybe, and open the line for the.
Yeah, it's completely winning for white, of course. So listen, let's turn to the other board.
Yes, absolutely. And there is h6.
Yeah.
Meanwhile.
Okay. Yeah, this is the problem. Now. So after knight f3, we're back to this move, bishop h3. So knight f3, bishop h3, then knight h4. Now the thing is, after knight h4, yeah, there we go. So bishop h3, knight h4. This is the key move. Hitting the queen, so the queen will move, and white's queen can sweep across to h3. So actually, I think Mihail has managed to dodge a bullet here. This feels as though his position has improved over the last couple of moves. I think Robert must have miscalculated something along here, because it feels as though Mihail has not only saved his skin, but this could be rather unpleasant for black.
So let me ask, what happens after? Oh no, yeah. So yeah, bishop h3 is definitely not working.
So knight h4 is the issue, and followed by queen takes bishop on h3.
Yeah, and out of a sudden, the black king is like open as.
Okay, so this is the alternative to move the knight into f4. Okay, still a bit troublesome, but yeah, okay, good move, knight e3. So basically he's going to meet knight f4, knight d5 check, and he's fine.
Yeah, something went wrong. It looked really, really powerful for black for a long time, but now rehabilitation for white here. Okay,
so I guess he's got to play c6 to prevent knight d5, but that feels so slow, incredibly slow. I mean, if nothing else, the knight can drop back to e2. I mean, I'm sure there's better than that, but that would do. So yeah, I think Mihail is in control.
Yeah, maybe black has to defend now, really, for real. Yeah,
yeah, I think c6, because knight d5 looks serious.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be important. Oh gosh, yeah, might be almost the only one. The only move here.
I mean, after okay, all right. So knight d5 check, yeah.
Interesting.
And pawn takes. Maybe more interesting for white than black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knight h4.
No.
Knight h4.
Oh no! Oh, he saw it. It's over. Mihail won this. Ay.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so he didn't even wait to see knight h4.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I didn't. I saw the idea, some moves earlier already, but.
Of course.
It looked
king d6, I guess, but okay, still rook e1 none of them. And...
No, things have gone wrong for me terribly. I was trying to recall my analysis because I actually think, the DVD I recorded, actually I think it was my first DVD, so it should have been like 8-9 years ago, I think. And I tried to recall my analysis, and I think we were following perhaps even till bishop e3 or a couple of moves further. I'm not sure.
Maybe bishop e3 is not the best. Maybe bishop e2 is better to be able to meet bishop g4 with bishop e2. No? So
I couldn't remember anything.
But Robert, it looks like tremendous play for black.
Yeah, to be honest, we were like we were both thinking, oh, how can white even hold this tight? So well done, Michael, for even
actually many years ago
this.
I tried to, because Beliavsky played some game with black, and I tried to make this work for black, and I couldn't. But today I mean, okay, nothing. I mean, not equal, no slightly worse, not clearly worse, just losing. I got every time I analyze. So today I didn't understand why.
How funny, yeah.
Okay, so question for okay, Robert, you're the expert on this. Rustam played
just won. Rustam just won this game.
Yeah, let me first of all congratulate Rustam, and I couldn't find the resign button. I haven't played for so long. So I just figured, okay, it's 6 seconds left. I'll just leave the time running, but I didn't mean to be rude.
The rest of
course not.
The recipe for winning. Where's the resign button?
So this move 5d5 is this the way to play?
Yeah. D5 is the only move after D4. 100%.
It's the only move. Yeah.
Wow.
It should be somewhat better for white anyway, but there are some fun lines, but it's not too great for black.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So D4 is the approved method, basically.
I'm so gonna watch this DVD once I'm done with all of this. This is so interesting. I mean, I love to play the Italian. This is why I'm touched by all the moves here. It's always nice to find something where you have like those variations. You play them often yourself, and then you see all those different moves, and then you just say like, D5 is the only, D4 is the only way to go for that. Crazy. Guys, I just don't want to delay it too much. Let's play the last round because it's already 9 o'clock, yeah? And let's take the last DVD. There's only 2 left. And the winner is going to be Mihail Marin, who didn't got chosen. I'm so sorry, Rustam. I would have loved to see your Benoni. Maybe next time. Nice. Yeah, so quickly let's take the look at the score, because there we go. It's Robert 1.5, Michael and Rustam 2.5, and Merijn has 3.5. Huh. Still all the possibilities there to maybe turn this around, because Merijn, you will play against Michael. So it is, and Robert against Rustam. Now what we're playing, of course, is winning against Grünfeld, and it is black who will make the first move. But it's going to be 8 moves, which we're going to play. Everybody's ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do this. Round 6, start.
Grünfeld. Okay, fantastic.
2 moves are differing after a couple of moves here. Huh.
Yeah. Well, Grünfeld.
Yeah, tell us a bit about Grünfeld.
Well, the Grünfeld often results in some really double-edged positions, or just by the very nature of the opening, of course, because black donates the center to white. White has these wonderful center pawns, but black is hitting out from the side. Okay, you can see that in both games with the queen on a5 in one, bishop on g4. So it's really double-edged. And I mean, I find it, just stepping away from these games, I find it a really intriguing question. You know, we have Jan Nepomniachtchi, who's obviously challenging Magnus in November for the world title, and he's a great theoretical expert in the Grünfeld. You know, he often plays it, but it is such a risky opening to play when your opponent is able to prepare for it. But it can be really interesting. So, you know, anyway, that's kind of a side issue. Okay, this is interesting. So Rustam is playing in a really double-edged way, allowing white's pawns to advance, but kind of fishing around with the queen on the other side of the board. And he's going to get his knight to d7. That's kind of interesting. Okay, the other board is...
Yeah, the top duel, kind of. Marin against Mihail.
Yeah, somewhat quiet. Is Marin playing in a very cynical way. Very cynical, just keeping a lid on all the tactics and playing for a boring endgame. Oh, well, you can't blame him, can you?
I cannot, no. I just want the same, yeah. Why not, if you can? So now the question is, which rook to take the queen, and is there going to be a check in between?
F rook.
The F rook it's going to be? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, but that's an interesting question. Do you want to flick in knight takes bishop? You could do, actually. But all right, he didn't. Fair enough. So that does leave the option of bishop e2 available. But, yes. I mean, really, because white is behind in development, I actually think it looks quite risky, and I think he'll be pragmatic and just play king to e2 here, I imagine, just king to connect the rooks. And you know, if he just wants to draw, then king e2 is normal. Bishop e2, I mean, I think is even slightly risky because it's, you know, the rooks are exchanged, and white's rook on h1 is yet to come into the game. Okay, well, fair play to Marin. You know, playing like this, because I think black has pretty reasonable play. I mean, I doubt whether it's an advantage, but still. Okay, king d2. Yeah, it's still equal, basically. It's still equal. Yeah, but that's interesting because he could have just played king e2. All right, listen, let's switch the other board. Yes, I think it's going to be a draw. So we've got Robert playing white against Rustam.
Yeah, Robert tries to get at least one last point. And of course, Rustam the same, obviously. So Rustam just scored 2 in a row. He's getting warmed up, it seems.
Well, he's losing his rust. So he's shaking off the cobwebs, all that stuff.
Yeah, and also, of course, the little disadvantage for him was that the last opening wasn't chosen by him. That's a tiny bit of a disadvantage too, of course, you can say so.
Well, I guess he seemed to know what he was doing.
Yeah. That's also, there's a little bit more happening, I guess. What happens with Marin? Yeah.
He still looks equal.
It does. Yeah, we jump around a little bit more here on this very last round.
Okay, but let's have a look.
Prillwood, thank you so much, and guys, everybody for watching. Thanks a lot for being here. I'm really enjoying this big time because everybody here in this whole room is just they're just cool and nice guys and having fun here. So that's great. I really like the vibe here.
Okay, so
is the bishop
this
helpful?
Sorry, I was looking at the other game. Is the bishop on a good day? Yeah. The problem is like I said from the beginning, oh, no, he's all right. Okay, he's still fine. So, yeah, rook check. I mean, I think it's just still a draw, basically. But, yeah, on a good day, you might be able to do a little bit of squeezing with the bishop pair, but it's got to be a draw. I mean, I think I marginally prefer.
And let me quickly ask you one more time, because I'm so bad in endgames.
Sorry, go on.
The pawn on b7. Now, I would just say, like, as an amateur, maybe there is a chance if you swap a lot of pieces that you can advance this one forward.
But I think not when white has these beautiful bishops.
Yeah.
I mean, that if anything, I would prefer white here, because white has one clump of pawns, and that b pawn is isolated and potentially weak. But I think black might have a decent move here, and that's rook to b4 to put the rook on b2. I think if you exchange rooks, well, again, it should still be a draw, but I think rook b4 might just well, it introduces a little bit of complication. Okay, forget that. Okay, so all right, that's also very interesting. So now,
what's going on?
So he's threatening rook a1.
Oh yeah, of course that's going on. Is it a
threat? Not really. You're right.
Yeah.
Bishop c1.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's a pragmatic move. Now it's going to be a draw. So they're just going to exchange rooks, and that's just a draw now. So Marin decided, okay, that knight looks a bit frisky. I'm having none of that. I'll whip that one off. And now, yeah, we're going to simplify down to a draw. Rook check, chop the rooks, and hey ho, we might join them they might join us for some commentary.
Oh, it's not happening. No check.
Oh, it's not. Mihail, well, fair play. He wants a bit more. Okay,
but no,
doesn't. It's going to be a draw. Okay, listen. Let's turn to the other one, which has kind of calmed down a little bit.
Oh, both have the bishop pairs.
But
oops,
I would say, okay, if anyone's better, perhaps it's Rustam.
How come?
Well, I think his bishop is better than the bishop on d3, which is blocked in by the pawns. And I think black's pawns are healthier than white's. However, whether that adds up to anything is another matter, because, well, for example, I'm looking at the exchange of bishops on c3, and then the rook can switch to the third rank and cause, well, a minor bit of irritation. Yeah, so rook e7 here, just to protect the pawn on a7, but it's... Yeah, so that creates some room for the bishop. So rook a3, but the bishop can come to e8, which looks somewhat awkward. But bishop e8. I think it's still pretty level, I guess. Do I marginally prefer black? You see, if black manages to get the king to d6.
Yeah, exactly.
Then that could give you the basis to play for something, but that now takes a little bit of time.
It takes time, exactly. So
rook b7 and then king e7, king d6. Okay, that will do as well. Okay,
yeah, I just thought about bishop c2 as well.
Okay, he's going to get there eventually. King e7 to d6.
Oh, it's nice that they played something which I thought of too, or at least Robert does.
Okay, but I still think this is better for black, because that rook just for a moment is offside. So king e7 to d6.
Yes. Let me quickly interrupt you one time. Marin, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm stunned how well you played this tournament and how nicely you have done this.
Rain, I'm not at all surprised. I have every faith in you.
Well, thank you. It was mostly luck, as I pointed out before, especially the first round, of course.
Nice one, guys. And yeah, thank you. We just take a look at the last game, which is still going on because now, yeah, the bishops are gone. So it's a rook endgame. Oh. Rook to e4. Only.
Okay, so you didn't want to take on a7. You could have just chopped some pawns off because h7 was hanging. So now got a little bit uncomfortable, but I would say should be tenable.
Uh-huh. Oh. More threats building up.
Not really.
No? Okay, I'm just trying to give some drama here, which is probably not here anymore.
No, fair enough. Fair play.
Robert only has 14 seconds left, so
okay,
10
A5,
seconds left. So that's
A5 is a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Chop some pawns.
And okay, B4 wouldn't have been B5 wouldn't have been good. Okay.
It's still a draw.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
Once. Okay, h7, I guess. Okay, how's the king and pawn in game? Quite scary.
No, but now he has chances, no?
Rook takes h4.
Okay, now it's something went badly wrong.
What happened here? Oops. Oh, now that is difficult now, right?
Still. King c5.
Yeah. Going around there nicely.
Yeah. Okay, now it's.
So, oh boy.
Yeah, good move. Check on h3. Okay, this is trouble. This is big trouble.
Oh.
Okay, Rustam's done the dirty. I think he's going to do the dirty here.
So,
maybe rook d3. Yeah, that's better.
So you cannot advance the pawn again?
Well, I think he will. So, yeah. So king b4 d6. Is that might still be okay? It's touch and go.
Rustam has still a minute left to think, though. Can take his time.
Yeah,
now
but this is the issue, isn't it? So if king b4, then okay, now d6 exactly.
Oh.
So okay, he's calculated it. And now okay, h2 d7. Oh, still problematic.
Back he goes to get the check on d3.
Yeah, d7. D7 check takes an exchange and.
Oh, clever.
Okay, draw.
That is considered a draw position, yeah?
Well, Philidor considered it a draw.
There we go. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, well done for all of you for playing this beautiful, lovely tournament. Let me give the end score, everybody, quickly. Robert 2, Mihail and Rustam 3, and Merijn 4 out of 6 with the first place. Congratulations, Merijn, once again. Applause.
Thank you.
But let me quickly say one thing, and then we can talk a little bit if you guys have 1 or 2 more minutes left. Thank you, everybody who was joining here today. This was so nice to have you guys here because all of you are really, really relaxed, cool, had a nice game, interesting games that Daniel and I could take a look at. Thank you so much, Daniel, for commentating and giving such a nice insight, although the technique was a bit difficult.
No, you're welcome, and I have to say the 4 of you were far braver than I am. So well done, and yeah, really.
Everybody who watched, thank you so much for joining our little nice tournament. This is the way how you can get into the discount day, get all those DVDs from those guys here. That would be a nice appreciation. If you don't have them already, it's about time. Even the last one, which haven't been played by Rustam here. So discount day, 25% off, of course. That has to be said and done. The links are, of course, in the shop. So go Gadget, Robert, Rustam, Mihail, Merijn, and Daniel. Get those DVDs, download them. That's very, very friendly, eco-friendly too. And although I'm enjoying the physical variation, to be honest. So. Guys, do you want to have any last nice words, or does anybody of you have to leave like quickly? I'm sorry, we over 20 minutes over time, so apologies for that. But do you want to give some words to the people out there, maybe?
Yeah, I think you've said it all. Yeah, they should buy our DVDs. Yeah, I think it's about damn time. Yeah,
I completely agree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and when not today or tomorrow, when then?
Mihail,
you haven't done so.
You wanted a word.
Oh yes, I wanted to say that it felt almost like the real thing. So it was good to play this tournament in nice company and strong company.
Yeah.
So now that there are almost no tournaments, it felt almost like like playing chess.
Excellent, thanks. That's
even though I didn't know almost any of the openings, but okay.
Which, yeah, absolutely, of course. I mean, if you're getting caught off guard by those even very, very, let's say, openings which you probably have never played before on a real board, then yeah, things are just taking their different turns, which is kind of a little bit of the beauty of this whole tournament and the idea to just get to know you a little bit better, your feelings, your thoughts about this, and just having a bit fun. It was like a nice club evening, blitzing.
Yeah,
and
that was not bad. Yeah, it was not bad.
That was a creative idea, I have to say. It was so fun to play openings I wouldn't dare playing ever. I mean, I looked like a bit of a fool in the white side of the Grünfeld. Yeah, it's a nice feeling to just try new stuff. You wouldn't, so I can recommend everyone at home to just try something new every now and then. We were forced to do so, and I guess we enjoyed it. So
yeah, that's a nice
one. Yeah,
words.
No, like I said, well done, everyone. It was really good fun. Good fun to see. So.
Absolutely.
Who knows? We might actually meet physically at some tournament someday. It would be really nice.
Yes, we're working towards that, and it definitely will happen at one point. I'm pretty optimistic about this. So, yeah, Robert, sorry, you were the last one. 2.5 points. Still, you got your one victory, and also I have to say. Loads of those games were very, very close. So
yeah, it was very enjoyable to play. But I have to admit that although I'm the youngest, I felt I was playing like the oldest one. because in every game I think I ended up with a couple of seconds on the clock, and for myself, it's not. I'm not too happy about it, but it was fun to do anyway, so that's good.
Too far.
So,
okay, guys.
Thanks, Arne. Okay, all right.
I'm ending this.